A new study is out detailing one of the options for I-81, how feasible the option is and just how much it would cost.
If this goes through, I'm not sure I'll be able to afford to continue to come here.
And the Senate passed a tax bill over the weekend, and it could hurt the wallets of students. CitrusTV reporter Conor Wight is here with the impact students can expect.
And I'm outside Maxwell to preview the Student Association Forum. Citrus TV News starts right now.
This is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
We start with breaking news. The AP just reported that the Supreme Court will allow full enforcement of President Trump's travel ban. Good evening, I'm Mike Riccardi.
And I'm Gilat, Melamed. The ban applies to travelers from Chad, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Syria, and Yemen.
In an order out today, justices say the policy can take full effect even as legal challenges against it are making their way through the courts. We'll keep you updated as the story progresses.
$2 million study says that building a tunnel to replace a section of I-81 is feasible at a cost. The State Department of Transportation says the tunnel is technically feasible, but would cost at least $3 billion.
The plans are for a tunnel that would be around 2 miles long and would take 9 years to build. The study says construction workers need to demolish 12 buildings to build the tunnel.
On Saturday, Senate Republicans passed their tax bill by a vote of 51 to 49, but more work must be done for anything to become law. The Senate version of the bill must be merged with the House version, and the differences in the bills could have massive implications for graduate students. CitrusTV reporter Conor Wight is here in studio with more on the concerns of grad students, both at SU and across the country.
Section 117D, it's included in the Senate version and repealed in the House, and how it exists in the merged bill will have huge financial impacts on graduate students and indeed college students everywhere, and the reason many are fighting to keep it in the new law. Last Wednesday, SU graduate students and others across the nation protested new GOP tax legislation. They are protesting the possible repealing of Section 117D of the tax code, which would place taxes on tuition waivers provided by universities. The move could cost graduate students thousands of dollars, as these waivers are currently tax exempt.
The net effect of this, of being seen as if you are earning 3 times more as you actually are, will be that that median graduate student is charged roughly $3,700 to $3,800 more in taxes per year than they would otherwise.
Students expressed concerns that the new legislation could make coming to school more difficult, even impossible.
If this goes through, I'm not sure I'll be able to afford to continue to come here.
According to protesters, the legislation won't just impact graduates, but all students and the economy going forward.
It doesn't just impact graduate students, it impacts the amount of the populace that can become graduate students and thus impact the economy overall by having well-educated people in the workplace.
These protests were not limited to students. Chancellor Syverud wrote a letter to Representative Katko outlining SU's concerns with the House bill prior to its passing. Katko voted in favor of the bill. The marriage of the two bills faces other obstacles as well, and only time will tell what prevails in the joint legislation. The Graduate Student Organization president told me he is hopeful and attended meetings with school administrators to work with these issues. He says the Graduate Student Organization is ready if the worst happens, meaning all provisions of the House bill will make it through to legislation.
17-year-old Caitlin Frasina is headed home to Florida after being reunited with her family in North Syracuse. Frasina left her home in Florida last weekend with her 27-year-old soccer coach, Rianne Rodriguez. The two exchanged messages that were sexual in nature, and police thought they were headed to the Canada border. Rodriguez is currently being held in the Onondaga County Justice Center. The Student Association is hosting an open forum tonight. CitrusTV reporter Zachary Levine is there live with a preview of what students can expect. Zach, now what are we expecting to happen
here
tonight
at Maxwell Hall? We're just here outside Maxwell Hall. We're about to witness the student an open forum that administrators will be able to come and they'll be able to talk to students, and students will be able to ask them Q&A type questions, which is something that didn't happen last year. Last year, Kent Syverud was at the open forum, but it was more of an event between student association members and Kent himself. So this event allows students who maybe will vent on Facebook a little bit about issues like the promenade and issues such as, say, the Archibald Flanagan renovations, to actually talk to multiple administrators about them face-to-face without scheduling a meeting. So this will be more of a face-to-face, hands-on event than anything we saw last year.
To show up.
So right now we know that Michelle Wheatley, who's the Vice Chancellor and Provost, will be there. We know that Dolan Ivanovich, who is the Senior Vice President of Enrollment and Student Experience, will be there. And finally, Bobby Maldonado, who's the head of DPS. So obviously a lot of students want to speak to DPS about certain issues on campus that they otherwise vent on Facebook. So this will be a great opportunity to interact with him without scheduling a meeting.
Thanks, Zach. And as a reminder, the forum is tonight at 7:30 in Maxwell Auditorium. All students are welcome to attend.
Onondaga County lawmakers will vote tomorrow to raise the legal age for buying cigarettes to 21. The New York State Health Department says 90% of smokers start their habit by the time they turn 21. More than 20 organizations, including the American Cancer Society, support the bill. Advocates say raising the age will prevent or delay tobacco use in teens and young adults. Syracuse students and community members came together Friday evening to work out and make a difference. CitrusTV reporter Anna Azallion is here in studio with more.
The Spin and Give event was made up of different workout classes and benefited 2 Syracuse charities. I spoke with the organizer of the event to find out how it came about and how students can give back to the Syracuse community. For the second time, the Spin and Give event took place in Archibald Gym. The event was created by SU faculty member Michelle Lissner.
A couple years ago, I just was looking for a way to give back. I had recently got my spin instructor license or certificate and talked to one of the rec services people, and we kind of just came up with this idea.
The event was 4 hours long and consisted of 45-minute workout classes. With each class, participants were asked to make a donation benefiting Upstate Golisano Children's Hospital and the CNY Food Bank.
It kind of breaks my heart to think that families are at the hospital and going through tough times, so any little thing that we could do to bring a little joy and smiles to the kids' faces was good in my book.
Participants were attracted to the event because it combined 2 things they're interested in: working out and giving back.
I think actually why I decided to do it was because it was kind of like a donation charity thing.
Of course, it's for a good cause, taking donations for the Children's Hospital as well as the food bank. And, I really just wanted to kind of give back for the holiday season, and I love teaching spin, so it kind of, is a win-win.
Spin and Give is not the only way students can give back this holiday season. Listeners shared other charities students can get involved with.
There's the rescue mission where you can go and just give your time. You can go ring bells for the Salvation Army. There's so many different places.
In 2015, Spin and Give raised $600 and 90 pounds of food. This year, they raised just over $1,200. In addition to the monetary donations, participants gave food and toys. Listener will deliver the food to the food bank later this week and find out if the 9 pounds raised in 2015 was surpassed this year.
Well, Gilat, I actually think today was one of the best Mondays we probably had in a month. I mean, at some points I was almost too warm.
Yeah, it was so nice out today, but it is December after all, so it almost feels like this weather is too good to be true. CitrusTV weather reporter Jess Torricelli is here in studio to tell us if the temperatures are going to get colder later in the week.
That's right. Today was very warm for December, but don't worry, this week will be getting a lot colder. We have this low pressure system moving through tonight into tomorrow morning, bringing rain and snow behind it. So later on in this week, we might have a chance of seeing some snow, heavy rain tomorrow. So windy throughout the week, getting worse in the weather, feeling a little bit more like December. I'll have all of that coming up in my full weather forecast.
President Trump announced today that he will shrink monuments in Utah, becoming the first president to do so.
And the U.S. and South Korea are both showing power in the form of aerial drills. We'll be right back.
What are you, superheroes?
Just 4 brothers who hate bullies and love this city.
Look, it's those guys.
Get some drinks!
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Got a quarter?
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
You're watching Citrus TV News with Mike Riccardi, Gilat Melamed, and Jess Torricelli with weather. Citrus TV News continues now.
Sentencing starts today for this former South Carolina officer who shot an unarmed black man. Michael Slager pled guilty to deprivation of rights under color of law back in May.
He admitted that he shot the man not because of self-defense, but because he used excessive force. Slager shot Walter Scott in the back after he pulled him over for a broken taillight in April 2015, and Scott ran away. The entire event was caught on cell phone camera.
And President Trump has announced that he will accept the Interior Secretary's recommendation to shrink the size of two national monuments. The Bears Ears National Monument and the Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument are both found in southern Utah.
This makes Trump the first president to shrink a national monument using the Antiquities Act. He spoke in Salt Lake City earlier today to announce the decision.
The New York Metropolitan Opera has suspended a conductor over sexual assault allegations. James Levine is now suspended after 3 men came out against him. He's accused of abusing 3 teenage boys decades ago.
Met announced it is investigating claims based on a 2016 police report. Levine denied accusations when the report first came out, so police did not look further into the case. Levine has conducted over 2,000 performances since 1985.
The United States and South Korea have jointly launched a series of large-scale aerial drills. This comes in the wake of North Korea's recent test of its most advanced missile yet.
The aerial drills will last until Friday, with more than 230 aircrafts taking part. 12,000 U.S. service members will also participate.
The exercise's goal is to enhance readiness and ensure peace and safety in the Korean Peninsula.
The former president of Yemen, Ali Abdullah Sulai, has been killed. This happened early this morning after the Houthi rebels attacked his house.
The former president's forces have been fighting the rebels in the streets for days now. His death comes 2 days after he announced that he was separating from the Houthi group and moving forward with a Saudi-led coalition.
The war in Yemen has been going on for 2 years now. Abdullah Sulai was 75.
After months of tough negotiations, Britain and the EU are close to reaching a deal regarding the future of the Irish border. The EU is requesting several things, including that there will not be reinstatement of a border infrastructure between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland.
Dismantling the border could relieve tensions between the two areas and ensure there will be no further conflict after Brexit.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
And as I said, this is that low pressure system bringing a lot of rain into tomorrow afternoon and snow coming in behind that. Blizzard conditions, so keep a lookout if you're in that part of the country. Now, these are the high temperatures today in the 50s. Pretty nice weather, but take a look at tomorrow, and that just drops throughout the country, getting a lot colder as we move through. Current temperatures right now are in the 40s, the high 40s. Low wind should be pretty nice out tonight if you want to take a walk. Tomorrow, rain, 90% chance, and wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. So pretty windy, but sustained winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour, so would bring a jacket for most of the day. High of 52 degrees, mostly cloudy with that rain. And then as we move into our 5-day forecast, we're going to see a bit of a different temperature. It's going to get a lot colder throughout the week into the 20s, bringing a chance of snow on Wednesday night, possibly, and then Thursday mostly cloudy, Friday partly cloudy, and Saturday there's a bigger chance of snow later in the night, but still pretty cool for the rest of the week.
Now, Jess, I know you said 90% chance of rain tomorrow, but is that the whole day or only part of it? When will I need my umbrella?
That is really the whole day, guys. It's going to be pretty much a wash.
And Jess, you know, we saw some chances of snow, but when do you think is the first sign of like some real heavy snowfall this December? I mean, it's been pretty warm.
It has, and I think next week we're really going to see those snow days come, but maybe Saturday we'll have about an inch of snow or so.
All right, thanks, Jess. Coming up, CVS is buying an insurance giant in the largest corporate merger of the year. How much the deal is going to cost.
Facebook has launched an app to help protect children on the internet. We'll detail how it all works when we come back.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation letter. You're resigning? Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you eat stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay, but remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the CitrusTV Newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
CVS has announced they will buy health insurance giant Aetna. The national drugstore chain says they will buy the insurance company for $69 billion. This move follows health insurance company Anthem's decision to create their own pharmacy benefit provider. The deal will still have to be approved by regulators and is expected to close in 2018. For the first time ever in the United States, a woman born without a uterus has given birth. This is part of a Baylor University hospital study that with uterus transplants clinical trial. Most women in the trial have a condition which makes their uterus non-functioning. Time magazine reports that Baylor will complete 10 transplants in the first trial. 8 of those trials have already been completed, 3 of which have failed. But the hospital confirmed that another woman is now pregnant too.
Facebook is sending a message against child predators on the internet. The social media giant released Messenger Kids today, a privacy-focused app that lets parents create a profile for their children and approve friends and families that they can text. The app also prevents children from sharing nudity, sexual content, or violence. Facebook accounts will continue to be limited to people 13 and over. And nothing helps the stress of living on a foreign planet like cracking open a cold one. The makers of Budweiser are sending barley seeds, a key ingredient in their beer, to the International Space Station today. This comes after Anheuser-Busch promised to bring beer to Mars once humans reach the red planet. This kicks off Budweiser's research of microgravity beer and the possibility of brewing beer in space in the future.
Coming up, a major shakeup in the Giants front office. What happens to the head man who led Big Blue to the postseason 1 year ago? Plus, Jim Boeheim took a trip down to Miami. Could the Orange travel in the warmer territory and pull off the biggest upset of the college season so far? All that and more after the break.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Welcome back. I'm Matthew Wieselthier. Big news in the NFL. Giants head coach Ben McAdoo is out of a job. The second-year coach was fired this morning following a 2-10 start to the season. McAdoo is not the only member of the organization to be relieved today. General manager Jerry Reese was also fired, as the Giants have only been to the postseason once in the last 6 years. The final straw was yesterday at the Oakland Raiders. Eli Manning wasn't the starting quarterback for the G-Men for the first time in 13 years. Geno Smith took the helm but couldn't lead Big Blue to victory as the Raiders won 24-17. Marshawn Lynch ran for over a century with a touchdown for Oakland. New York, on the other hand, has only had one win away from the Meadowlands this season. Speaking of the Meadowlands, the Jets played there yesterday and won. Gang Green beat the Chiefs 38-31. New York got 3 total touchdowns from quarterback Josh McCown, including 2 on the ground. As for the Bills, they did not have as fun a time. Buffalo lost 23-3 against AFC East rival New England. Biggest concern for Buffalo Bills fans, Tyrod Taylor was carted off the field in the fourth quarter. Back to Q Sports. Syracuse started the season 6-0. Last time that happened was 2015 when the Orange won the battle for Atlantis. What else happened that season? A trip to the Final Four. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. It's only December, but a huge chance to add to the resume against Kansas. Sadly for Orange fans, Syracuse did not get the job done. Kansas beat SU 76-60 in the final of the Hoop Hall Miami Invitational. Jayhawk star Devontae Graham dominated the Orange with 35 points in the win. Tyus Battle, Frank Howard, and O'Shea Brissett all scored in double digits, but it wasn't enough to pull off the upset. Enough about the offense, though. Jim Boeheim just wants to deal with all the zone haters.
You know, we believe we can stop people from the three-point line if we play our defense properly. It's interesting that Kansas was shooting 47% against 6 teams that played man-to-man. But yet everybody says, well, you can't play zone. Well, obviously, you can't play man-to-man either. People don't ever get that quite.
While Syracuse men's basketball was tanning in Miami, Coach Q's squad was chilling on the hill. The SU women hosted Stony Brook, one of the best defensive teams in the nation. A fast start for the Orange seemed to signal an easy afternoon win. However, the Seawolves would have none of that. Going to see this very early on. Tiana Mangakahia with the jumper. Early on, all Syracuse led 24-11 after the first period. Not so fast. Some Long Island pride for the Stony Brook Seawolves. Coming back in the second quarter, led the quarter 23-8, capitalized by this Cheyenne Clark rebound and layup. It's 34-32 at halftime. But this game would just go back and forth. A block would lead to Raven Fox assisting Isis Young in the corner for the three-pointer halfway through the third. It's 1-point lead for the Orange. Skip over to the fourth quarter. Jarrell Matthews is going to bury the three-pointer here. A 5-point lead for Stony Brook with less than 90 seconds to go. Cue Tiana Mangakahia. The layup right here would tie the game at 69 with 6 seconds left. What would be nice would be the overtime period for the Orange, who did not let Stony Brook to have a field goal. This right here by Miranda Drummond just capitalized the entire overtime period. The Orange 81-70 over Stony Brook. Central New York over Long Island in this one. And SU volleyball is in postseason action as we speak. The Orange is in West Virginia today, taking on the Mountaineers in the quarterfinals of the National Invitational Volleyball Championship, essentially the NIT for volleyball. The match started under half an hour ago. Syracuse currently leads 17-15 in a very tight one. Syracuse, this could be huge for the program. Volleyball hasn't been to the postseason in years, you guys. Huge step for the Orange.
Speaking of another team that hasn't really been to the postseason in years, the New York Giants, like you said earlier, Matt, have fired their coach and their general manager. Are we expecting any sort of things to turn around for the Giants, or is this just a lost cause?
This season is a lost cause. What's really going to be interesting is kind of how they deal with the future. Right now they have Eli Manning. I mentioned 13 straight years as the starting quarterback. That's an old guy now. So you're talking about a team that needs a new quarterback, that needs something to kind of push them forward. They have rookie Darius Webb, but he's kind of, not really the greatest player for them to have. There are some quarterbacks coming into the draft this year, so it'll be interesting if the Giants draft one of them and decide to then go with one of those guys to build the future and learn under one of the greatest quarterbacks that we've seen in a very long time.
All right. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. Syracuse basketball over the weekend, tough loss to Kansas. What can we learn from that?
We can learn that Syracuse is going to have to really pick things up very quickly. They're going against an old Big East foe, UConn, into Madison Square Garden. Sound familiar? It sounds pretty familiar to me. 6 overtimes. I wouldn't expect that this Tuesday. However, I would expect the Orange to come out with a win in a game they must win to get their confidence back.
All right. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks. We'll be right back with another check of your weather.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't
Do you
sure.
A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Thanks for coming back, Jess. What should I wear to class tomorrow?
I would say that rain jacket, the umbrella, bring out your, wet weather boots. It's going to be a rainy day.
Now, Jess, I'm supposed to ask you another question, but I actually want to cut you short here. We want to thank our wonderful executive producer, Allie Wahl. It's her last show at Citrus TV, and we're just so lucky to have worked with her.
Yes, Allie has put in so much to this station, a former news director here, and honestly, the best EP we could ask for, and we thank her for all her work over the past 4 years.
Thanks, Allie. And that's all for Citrus TV News. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at CitrusTV for these stories and more. I'm Mike Riccardi.
And I'm Gilat Melamed. Thanks for joining us every Monday, and we'll see you next semester. Have a great evening, Syracuse.